Hey everyone, hope you're all having a great day. Just wanted to get on here. First of all, I'm in my day job's office. This is my day job's office. If it's a little loud outside, there's some construction taking place, so I apologize if you can hear that. Hopefully, it's not too loud for you. Yeah, just wanted to make a video about where I was the last week and kind of what's happening on this platform and other places too, which I'll get into here in just a little bit. But as you can see, I'm wearing my Enjoy the Show shirt with John Kennedy's signature. I love this shirt. Speaking of shirts, one of my shirt designs got taken down from Spreadshop. I think that's the website that it's called. The one that had the 45 and 47 on it. It violated the guidelines apparently. Apparently you can't have the number 45 and 47 on a t-shirt because that's too scary. It's too scary for people to wear that shirt. So that got taken down. I did try to re-upload it, so we'll see if they put it back on. But I honestly don't know what's going on right now. I don't even recognize what's happening when I read through these Georgia magazines, and I can see just the way people used to speak, the way people used to write. There used to be a little bit more freedom back then. And now it just seems like everything we want to do is stifled. And I'm not trying to make this a negative video because I try not to be a negative person. But I just want you all to be aware of the degree, like the level that it's gotten to is kind of getting to a point where it is making me a little frustrated. Also, you'll notice that I didn't post any videos last week. I had one taken down because of, again, I violated something. What's ironic about that is that the video was not even public. The video that they took down was what's it called? It wasn't public, it wasn't private, it was unlisted. It was unlisted. So only people with the link could see it. But that was too scary too. That violated those, that was too scary. So it's really opening my eyes to a lot of things. I know a lot of people were like, well, don't feel bad, you're over the target, all those things. But we need to, this is not right. This is exactly the patterns that in history have taken place before some very bad things happen. So I know that if you're watching this, you probably understand that because you're watching my channel. So you're probably in agreement with a lot of the things I say, which is cool. But there's a lot of people that still don't have any idea what's going on, which brings me to the next part of this video. I'm very ashamed to say that at one point in my life, I called myself a Democrat. I was in grad school. Yes, I have a master's degree. I think when anyone goes to college for 6 years and you graduate, it's just kind of a common thing that you graduate as a Democrat. And then upon entering the workforce, and when I entered the workforce, I couldn't find a full-time job. There were none. I was working 4 part-time jobs. I cleaned offices. I was a personal trainer. I worked at a daycare, which has been great as a parent because I got to see an objective standpoint of parenting and disciplining and all that kind of stuff. So if you're young and you're working at a daycare, it's just going to make you a better parent in the future, in my opinion. But yeah, I had 4 part-time jobs, and I always had the notion that things are going to be good. I have a master's degree. I'm capable. I'm strong. I have nothing but good things coming my way. I always had that notion. And yeah, it was hard sometimes, but I always had that notion. At some point after graduation, and upon working for probably a couple years, I started to see things that didn't really make sense to me politically. And then I started kind of changing my mind and thinking for myself is the most important thing, saying this doesn't make sense. I'm a very logical, common sense kind of person. I'm also very inquisitive, as you guys know. I like to ask questions. I like to dig. I like to research. And yeah, I just started digging and I started thinking to myself, this is not right. So in 2008, I actually met Barack Obama. I shook his hand. He came to my college campus. I shook his hand. Gosh, I just loved him. I thought he was amazing. I voted for him. And so I guess my hope is that if you're a Democrat and you're watching this, you can feel some sense of a connection to me, because I was once in your shoes. I thought, man, you can't be a Republican and be a good person. You can't care about people if you're a Republican. And I can't believe that those thoughts were even in my head at this point, because I am just not, I'm nowhere near that anymore, as you guys know. So, and I'm ashamed. I'm so ashamed that I ever voted for him. In 2012, I didn't vote because I didn't like either candidate. And then 2016, I think, and 2020, I think we all know who I voted for then. But I want this to be a video that you can send to your relatives or send to someone you know that is a Democrat that just can't wake up. And maybe this will help. I don't know. Maybe it will make them mad. I don't know. I'm just this is me speaking from the heart, speaking how I got to this point, to go from supporting Barack Obama and meeting him and shaking his hand to coming to where I'm at. I have a YouTube channel that, basically professes my love of freedom now. In my opinion, I think the left has shifted too far left. And I could see it happening even when I was in college. When you start thinking for yourself and you branch off and you're like, I don't really agree with that. That's when it starts, because then you start saying, well, what else do I not agree with based on what I was told that I should believe in to be a good person and to fit in with society, especially the younger crowd. That was a big thing. There were some things that happened in history almost exactly 10 years ago, to be exact, that really woke me up and let me see that some events can happen that are politically charged, that may or may not have happened the way that we thought they did. I don't know if you know what event I'm talking about, but then that one caused me to look into other events and really, really take a deep dive into those things. So you have to come to your own conclusion. I can't tell you what to believe. That's the thing, is that if my current self would go back in 2008 and try to tell myself this, even me, myself, trying to tell myself, I would have said, you're crazy. I can't believe I turned that crazy in the future. So I understand how crazy this all sounds. If you're a Republican trying to wake up a Democrat, know that if they don't ask, they don't want to know. Put yourself in their shoes, okay? If someone were to come to me now and try to tell me, something that I really don't agree with and don't want to hear, all it's going to do is make you angry and repel everyone. So if you have a family member that isn't awake, that you'd like to wake up, and you keep trying to harp on them, that's not going to work. You got to stop doing that. And the way that it's going to have to happen is that they have to ask you questions. And I think that they're hopefully going to get to the point here soon that they're going to start asking questions like, what is going on? Okay, what did you say you believed again? And when they ask the question, you need to meet them on their level. You can't meet them where you're on level 10 right now, all in on this, in this rabbit hole. Okay, you have to start on level 1, which is where you started, and start there and go slow, and not to freak them out. So I do have family members that I love very much that I'm trying to just drop little nuggets here and there, but I feel your pain. And I've had a lot of people call me recently that say, my spouse is not awake. I don't know how I do this, or I don't have anyone around me. I'm completely alone. Well, you're not alone. I'm here. You have people. We have the internet. So at least we have that. You're not crazy. There's a lot more of us out there than they would want us to know, probably. Wait for them to ask the question, meet them on their level, and lovingly nudge them. You can't harp this into people. If someone tried to harp something into me that I really don't want to hear right now, no, you got to put yourself in their shoes. Put the shoe on the other foot. You wouldn't like it either, so let's not do that. That does not work. That tactic does not work. I didn't want to get on here and tell you all that I used to be a Democrat, because I'm ashamed of it at this point. I'm ashamed of that. But the reason I'm choosing to come on here and say this is just so that you know where I came from and that it is possible for people to wake up. But they kind of have to do it on their own. They have to do it on their own time, on their own terms. And us pushing our family members is probably not helping much. I think just gentle nudges would be the best way. And obviously, all the movies that are coming out, the facts that are coming out will help them. And then once they start asking questions, that's the time that we can start filling them in on what's truly going on. It's loud out there. And if going back to, if you're a Democrat and you're watching this and some family member has sent this to you saying, you need to watch this girl. Look, she was a Democrat and now she's a Republican. Okay, the goal is not to switch political parties. The goal is to think for yourself. And naturally, I align more with the Republican Party now just because of what I truly believe inside. These are beliefs that I grew up with. I was a college athlete, so I believe in work hard and reap the reward. If I worked hard and someone else got the reward that I worked hard for, that's not right. And I don't know why a lot of athletes can't see that. If I put in the work, I should get the reward. It shouldn't be spread out to 6 other people that sat at home watching TV, eating popcorn. It's not the way it works in the world. It's not the way it works in sports, and it's not the way it works in the world. So it just does not resonate with me at all. That's just my personality. And I think maybe some of you can understand that, maybe not. I don't know, but I don't like handouts. I won't take a handout. And if I work hard, I think it's my belief that you should get the reward. If you work hard, you get the reward. But anyway, back to the Democrats. Sorry, I keep getting off topic. I'm a little nervous to come out and say this stuff because I want you guys still to like me. I don't want you to think that I'm shifting parties or shifting anything, because trust me, that shift has already happened and I'm solid standing right where I'm at. So if you're a Democrat and you're watching this, please stop watching. It is, I don't even know if I can say this. This is what's crazy about our country, is I can't really even tell you exactly what I want to say on this platform because it'll probably get. So start digging. Okay, start looking at who gets paid. Start looking at the consolidation of media companies. Look at the consolidation of every company, basically. Look at the connections of people, where they work, who else they support. That was a big one. Look at the discrepancies between what was said in live interviews versus what is repeated later on the 5 o'clock news. That's a big one. The funny thing is if you ask anyone, are these media outlets, are they truthful? Everyone's always like, everyone can admit that they're okay, or that they're not truthful most of the time. There probably are some things that are truthful, but then if you try to say, well, such and such happened, the first thing out of that person's mouth is, well, if that was true, it'd be on the news. And I don't know how people can't hear the hypocrisy I don't know how you can't hear the hypocrisy in that. You just admitted that it's not 100% true, but then when I try to tell you something that probably isn't going to be on there because it's not part of the agenda, that doesn't make sense to me. So start doing your own research. Start looking deeper in these videos that you're seeing too, and ask yourself logical questions. How is it that the cameraman's always in the right spot? How is it that, gotta be careful with how I ask these questions. Start doing your research. Stop being fed all the information that you believe. You're going to be shocked. And ask your family members, if there is something in it, how they came to be. Ask them about their journey in this awakening. What was it that got it for you? For me, it was the drinking bleach comment. I mean, I was awake to a lot of things prior to that, but that comment got me because of the backlash that he got from that statement. I think you all know what I'm talking about. You should by now. It was a huge debacle a couple of years ago. But that was what it was for me. It's different for everybody. And that's what's kind of crazy, is that everyone's on a different journey. Everyone's on a different path. And you never know what's going to wake somebody up. It could be the news. It could be somebody getting ill. It just depends. So we have to be patient with these people as they start to see things for the truth that it is, that what's really true. I guess the gist of this video is that there's a lot of things happening. I think we can feel it. We don't know for sure, but a lot of us can feel that things are still happening. Things just don't make a lot of sense right now. Things don't make a lot of sense in the sleeping world. People who are still asleep, things don't make sense. But for those of us who've done their research, things do make sense, because we kind of can see what the agenda is now, or what the purpose is of those events. I just hope that the outcome is what was planned, and that the outcome actually is the result that we're looking for, which is more people waking up. There's some weird stuff going on, very weird stuff, disheartening stuff, angering stuff. But I'm going to choose to not let it bug me. When I had to not post for a week, it really ticked me off at first. But then the thought shifted in my mind. I thought, you know what? This is kind of an evil thing, but I'm going to use it for my good. I've always been wanting to get a week ahead of these George videos, because truth be told, I would usually be up until like 2 a.m. on Thursday nights in order to post the video for Friday. Those videos take a long time to edit, and I try to do a good job for you guys so you can watch them, and they're entertaining and they're educational, and I put my own spin on things too. But I would be up till Thursday. I was doing the procrastinating thing, which isn't a good way to do it. But now I'm a week ahead, which is awesome. I've been wanting to do that for a while. So this gave me the opportunity to get a week ahead. So using the evil for good, using what was planned as evil, using it in a good, positive way. That's going to be kind of my motto from here on out. If those negative things happen, I'm going to try to think, how can I use this for positive? And if we could all do that, I think it would make a big difference. Now there's a truck backing up, so I apologize if you can hear that. It's a wild day out there. Hang in there. We all have each other. I know we don't physically know each other. We're not neighbors. We're not friends or family members, but we're connected in a different kind of way. And I would say that connection is just as important, or maybe even at this time more important than the other connections that we have with people. Hold on, hold tight. I really feel like good things are coming still. And let me know if you feel the same way. I definitely feel it in my bones that something's going to happen soon. Hopefully soon. I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's supposed to be nice here, so that's awesome. It's been kind of cold all week, and now we get to just relax and enjoy the heat. Be fun. So keep looking for the positive in these situations, and be strong. If you need a break, take a break and come back in nice and rested and strong. I will see you guys soon.